7th grade? Oh, it's been so long since I've seen you guys, and I miss you guys talking about random things and everything. So, it's gonna be kind of weird making this video and teaching and not really getting all the amazing questions and stories and comments, everything you guys always share about everything we learn in science class. So, if you guys have any questions or comments or stories you want to share with me after you watch this video or as you watch it, you can make comments in the YouTube video or you can email me anytime and we'll go from there. So this week we're going to be focusing on the pardon my words, integumentary system, which is also known as the skin, your skin. It's a fancy way to put it. So, random fact, just because 7th grade, we always do this, random fact. Did you know that the skin, your organ system, your skin, is the largest organ in the entire body? Yeah, really is. It's 7 to 10 pounds of your body weight. Isn't that crazy? Like, hello? And when I was younger, somebody used to tell this joke and say, ew, your epidermis is showing. Do you guys know what an epidermis is? Outer layer of your skin. So of course it's showing. It's always showing. But it's because we used a vocabulary word, medical term. So anyway, let's get started. So the skin is your biggest organ system, 7 to 10 pounds. We're going to start with our notes. We're going to draw out the layers of the skin. There's only 3 that I want you to really, well, there's only 3 anyway. So we're going to keep this really simple. On the top layer, so I hope you have your colors and everything, is the top layer of the skin, which is your epidermis. That's where the joke comes from. This is the outer layer that protects you, and it's the one that's really absorbing the UV rays from the sun. So this is the one that we always want to protect and make sure it stays healthy so we don't end up with skin cancer. Now grab a different color. Underneath it is another layer, which we'll come back to that one. Kind of fluffy. So just add another layer, and I'll come back to that in a little bit. Underneath that one is what we call the dermis layer. And it's our thickest layer of skin to a certain point. Dermis is G-E-R-M-I-S. So there you go. We have our next layer of skin. Dermis is all here. This is where you're going to find the blood vessels, and you're going to find the sweat glands and the hair follicles and all kinds of little things that are embedded inside of the dermis, and they come up through the epidermis. Now, if you've ever had a bruise before, this is where the damage is done. All those blood vessels have been popped, they've been broken in some way, form, or fashion. That what it does is that when they have been popped and they've been hurt, they're trying to heal themselves. So then that way the epidermis shows the damage that's been done underneath. And the dermis is what's trying to heal up itself. So then your epidermis, when you don't have that bruise anymore, then you know your skin is back to healing properly. And it's, well, back to normal is probably the best way to put it. Grab another color. Grab purple here. Underneath that one, the dermis is called the fatty layer. You guessed it. This is where all our fat is stored on our skin. And this can be very thick. So it could be much thicker than what your dermis is. But this is where we want to make sure that we're healthy and that we keep it very well. But this is also the layer that can help. So if you're really cold, if you have a lot of fat layer, you're not going to be feeling that heat, that coldness as much because you have a little bit of extra blood. Kind of like walruses when they're up north in I'm totally getting off track. Anyway, so those are the 3 layers I want you to worry about. Epidermis, dermis, and fatty layer. Now these are all vocabulary words. You'll see that on the assignment part, the lesson plans that I put up for Monday. There are a couple other vocabulary words, but what I want you to really focus on is that their skin has 3 main layers we want to focus on. Now, with that being said, we're going to add some extra notes about what does the integumentary system actually do. And let's actually add that vocabulary word so you guys know what I'm actually teaching. Let's see. INTE. If you kind of look at me going, why is she looking off screen? It's because my notes are off screen and I'm trying to use those so I remember to point out everything to you guys. Now you're more than welcome to, if you don't like drawing this up yourself, you can find a picture online anytime, especially on Teachers Pay Teachers. I know that's really a teacher website, but there are so many pictures out there that can help you layer it up. So we start with the epidermis, the dermis, and then the fatty layer. Now, some facts. Skin, this organ, helps protect your body from injury. So I was talking about the bruises just a second ago. The great thing about our skin, especially that epidermis layer, is that it helps, it's like a force field around your whole body, your organ systems and everything that's on the inside. So you have to really penetrate through a couple layers in order to get into your body system, anything that's functioning on the inside. So think of this as like, this is a fortress, like you're in a castle and the king and queen are in there and we're protecting them right now. So thank goodness we have skin. Otherwise, we might be in a lot of trouble. Another fact, let me get a different color here. Go pink. What it really keeps out is that it keeps out bacteria, which is great in a time like this. And actually other organisms, kind of gross, but it's true, from the body. So it helps protect us for injury, but also it helps keep out the bacteria and any other organisms or anything that come try to get into our body. So unfortunately, sometimes we have like something can climb in there and it's kind of like weird, but it's very rare. Just to let you guys know. So don't panic. And I know you guys probably have a million questions like, whoa, wait a minute, I have this experience and everything. But fortress, that's what our skin is. Another note. What is our body mainly made up of, besides organs? If you said water, you're awesome. So the skin layer prevents water loss. We're made up of about 70% water, and scientists go back and forward between 65 and like 75, but average-wise 70%. So it prevents water from seeping out. It's kind of like weird too, huh? But thank goodness for skin. Also, a great thing is it regulates our body temperature. So homeostasis going on there, guys. We're trying to put our bodies back in balance. So if you feel cold because you stepped outside all of a sudden, that skin is going to help try to push your body back in homeostasis. So that way you can warm up. Now if you're too warm, like probably coming into the summer months here, you're going to sweat it out to try to cool yourself down. So homeostasis, definitely. So skin helps with that. Next one. The cool thing is that our skin is made up of nerve endings. And what do those nerve endings do? Well, they relay info about body temperature, pain, and sensation. So once again, it is nerve endings that help regulate or tell us about when our body's not in temperature homeostasis, and if something's been hurt or a sensation starting to happen. So if somebody's starting to tickle you, that's what's going on in your brain. Finish writing that one out for y'all. Okay, so there's your next one. Nerve endings. It relays the information back to our brain about anything. Temperature going on, about something, sensation, us getting hurt. So that way it keeps us going. Another one, this one I think is really cool. It can produce vitamin D. Did you know that? Our skin sucks up the sun and it actually produces vitamin D for us. Who would have thunk it? So if you've been stuck inside this whole entire time, get outside and get some vitamin D. It's a good thing to do. Don't drink a ton of orange juice because, I mean, yeah, it's going to work, but at some point, sun is very good for you. And the last one, it releases waste. I know. We've been talking about a lot of different ways that our bodies release waste, but can you guess what? How? How does it release waste? If you said sweat, you're right. So if there is stuff that we have to get out of our systems, like our cells are releasing or whatever, by sweating it out, we're getting rid of that toxic stuff. Whatever it is that our body's saying, this is not good for you, I need to keep you in homeostasis, so I'm going to sweat it out. So once again, let's go back through. 3 layers of the skin: epidermis, dermis, and fatty layer. And a couple things that helps. It helps protect us from harm, from injury, especially keeping out organisms and bacteria. Prevents water loss, so that 70% of your body can keep going. It regulates your body temperature, homeostasis. And it sends nerve endings, send information back to the brain, so good thing we have that. Also, it produces vitamin D, which is awesome, and helps us, we sweat, to release waste. So, that is some awesome stuff the skin does. Oopsies. My whiteboard just fell. Okay, so to give it all to you guys again, inside the dermis, we were going back through, that is where hair follicles, your sweat glands, blood vessels. I'm here with my kids, can you tell? Oil glands. I completely forgot to add that. I am talking to my students. Stop them. Give me a second. All 4 of those are found right there in the dermis. Even oil glands. So if you're really sweaty all of a sudden, or, I mean, sorry, not sweaty, oily, your hands are really gross, and, you know, mom says, don't put that on your face. It's because your skin, your bottom layer, there, your middle one, is trying to produce all that oil to keep you guys in check. Okay, so with that, I know that was a lot of notes, but that's it. That's all we have for the week. That's all of our notes. So if you have any questions about the skin or integumentary systems, apologize for rushing through that, please email me. Make comments on this Facebook post. YouTube video, because that's where we're uploading everything. Here's some housekeeping stuff. So, hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Don't tell Mr. Greenwald I got up on a chair in order to get these. Okay, so here's your experiment I want you guys to do. Just see, do the nerve endings in our skin actually relay messages to the brain? Here's your challenge. Oh, and by the way, if you complete these challenges and show me a video or something, you can earn lab points. We're doing it a little different though this 9 weeks. So we're going to compete class to class instead of like little groups inside each class, basically to help me keep it out. Now I know what you're thinking. I already can see some people saying, well, wait a minute, we have a smaller class. That's actually in your advantage. In reality, y'all's completion of challenges, actually the points are double. So this project or this science experiment you're going to get to do at home is actually worth 100 points for each person that does and sends me a video. And so the 50 points that would be worth for 5th and 6th grade. So you guys have the chance, but we'll just see how it happens. So in order to do this experiment, you need 2 toothpicks, okay? And you need a poker and a pokey. So I don't know if you can get mom to be the pokey so you can poke her, but it's better if you're the one getting poked and not the one. So here's the one. We're going to claim this. You're doing this at home, but this is not meant to torture or pick on anybody in your family. You go, no, be very nice with these, okay? Otherwise, your parents have every right to say, no, we're not going to work on this. Anyway, okay, so you get 2 of these. And you're going to experiment with the back of your neck. You're going to do the back of your hand and then your fingertip. So we're doing our pointer finger. So we're all consistent across the board. So what you're going to do is your poker, whoever's you're doing the poking, is going to poke you on the back of the neck first with the 2 toothpicks. But here's the thing I want you to experiment with. Put the toothpicks together at first. See, experiment. Is it more sensitive with the toothpicks together? What if you pull them apart and you poke? What if you pull them further apart and you poke? Like, what's the difference in everything? What's the message that's being relayed? And I want you to do the back of your neck. Be very, very careful. The back of your hands and then on your pointer finger. Okay? And somebody else has to do the poking though. All right? And spread those toothpicks apart every single trial, every single time you do it. And what your end result you're trying to do is finding out which part of your body is the most sensitive. Which one is it that are, how God made us, so that we can actually be more aware of what's going on. Is it the back of our neck, the back of our hand, or our fingertips? You never know. Here's a great question to ask and to think about. If you're in a dark room, which part of your body do you use to look around, to actually feel around? So that should help you on here. What I would like you to do is, as you're recording your results, put a plus for sensitive and a negative side for not sensitive. So if you get poked with both of these that are this far apart, I don't know. Was it sensitive on you? Was it not? Everyone's different on their nerve endings. So to really find out what goes on. So that is your experiment I want you guys to do with this. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, don't. It's just something interesting and fun that we would have done in class and to really try it out. Hi, Jonathan. The other thing I want to point out to you guys is your assignments, okay? On the lesson plans on RunWeb, it has what we call a skin diagram collage. So what I want you guys to do is I've uploaded a link in that lesson, part of the lesson plans. Click on that link, or actually it's the lesson title is blue, so that means that I've linked the link to the lesson. So you click on that and it's going to take you to another website that shows you examples or an example of how to create your collage. So you're basically building the skin diagram right here, but you're going to do it not just like a picture. I want you guys to get creative. So make it 3D, add in some felt, some stickers and everything. No, you don't have to do it on a shirt, but just a simple picture with it, each part labeled and a description of what each part is. So you'll have to do a little research beyond what the little bit I gave you. But this is your chance to dig a little bit deeper into all of it. So once again, notes, please take those. Send me any questions you have. You have an experiment you may do at home to do a little bit of wondering about the skin. And also you have a homework assignment that's due to me, which is your collage. If you have any questions about any of it, please let me know. Also, I've uploaded your vocabulary words, same as usual, except they're not going to be given on Friday and due Thursday. I'm going to give them to you every Monday, due to me Friday. So then that way, the one homework assignment plus the vocabulary word is all you're going to have from me throughout the entire week, every week. So it's going to be simple and easy. Video with notes, probably an experiment to do at home, and then and then your homework and your vocab. So experiments by choice, but that's for lab points. Also, Also, you'll see that on Wednesday, I've uploaded what I'm calling enrichment activities. These are voluntary. They're all by choice. So it will all be different every week. I might upload something that's the same from the week before, depending on what we're learning. But if you complete it, then you write me a paragraph send it to me by Friday, or you can show me pictures, like take a picture or send me the assignment, and I will give you guys 50 points for every enrichment activity that you complete. The purpose of the enrichment activities is for you to dive deeper into what we're learning this week. So, like I said, all voluntary. What I expect, though, back to me is the homework assignment and vocab by Friday. Those will be grades every week. Some weeks we won't have vocab, just to give you a heads up. Okay, so sorry this video is 20 minutes long. I had some explanations to get through, and when it comes to the body system, you have a little bit more. But that's it. That's all your notes. So once again, send me any questions you have. You can comment on the video link here, whatever is easiest. And I do miss you guys, especially our talks and how engaged you guys always are with your questions and everything. So I miss them, so send them to me. Be safe. Have a great week. And I can't wait to make another video for you next week. Bye.